Welcome back to Chaos Collectibles. So, I just finished another custom figure. That's right, everybody. Spent all day yesterday on this sucker, all night last night, all day on this guy. I know I'm out of control. It's all I'm doing besides working is just creating freaking figures. Anyhow, I think this dude turned out pretty good. There's a couple things about it that I wish would have turned out a little bit better. But the idea behind this guy is from my favorite movie, Conan the Frickin' Barbarian. When he gets cut loose, the guy sets him free and he's running. He gets chased by the dogs. He climbs up that rock. He falls down into the hole where he gets the Atlantean sword. There's this giant frickin' skeleton in there, right? So that's where I got the idea, although it really doesn't look much like that. But I wanted to give this guy something different. I didn't want him to be your straight cookie cutter frickin' white skeleton because he's got that ghoulish head, right? That's got some meat on it, you know? So here he is, the Viking ghoul. I do not have a name for him yet, but I will come up with something. But I think this guy turned out, hold on. Let me turn this frickin' light on up here. Here he is. So eyes are yellow. He's got a lot of frickin' wear. Kind of give you guys a real good look at this dude before we get into how I made him. I'm gonna lean that axe up like that. And his head is movable, 100% frickin' functional. But I think that head turned out pretty frickin' good. So here he is, 360. So how exactly did I make this sucker? So first off, the head is from Dusk Till Dawn Studios. And what I did is I ended up cutting the head off. There's a little part at the top of the neck where the head stops. That's where I cut it off. I glued a magnet to that. I ended up grinding. And I tell you what, the resin dust smells so bad. The stuff makes me so stuffy when you just got all this resin dust flying all over and you're just grinding and grinding, you know? So I end up gluing a magnet to that head. And then I primed this guy fur brown. And then what I did from there is I ended up mixing a black brown, black green, and a green drab all together, painted the whole picture. And that's what you guys, if you happen to see the little short that I did earlier today, that's where he was at. I just got done painting it with that mixture of colors I just talked about. So then what I did from there is once I got the complete body painted twice, because it took 2 coats to cover, I ended up adding a little bit of bone white and more of that drab green color to lighten it up. And then I just went over everything except for the recessed areas, like between the ribs. I dry brushed over the ribs, the spine, all that stuff. And then did a repaint except for like around the joints and stuff. Painted the whole thing and just left those recessed areas that darker frickin' color. And then I did the same thing with the face. And then I ended up getting a sun yellow for the eyes, beastly browns for like the gum area. And then I mixed beastly brown with the bone white for the teeth. And basically did the same thing up here, beastly brown and white for them horns. Black for the helmet. Did some dry brushing with some gunmetal. And then I used some of the rust colors that I have and just kind of dabbed it on there with the sponge. Same thing with the chest armor, exact same colors. And these arm guards come from a Mythic Legion skeleton. I just cut them right down here Ended up gluing that sucker. Had to cut the one off because his wrist is too big. But on this side, it worked out even better because I was able to use both bands, glued them back on afterwards. Shield come from Mythic Legions, primed it, fur brown, light wash with black to get that good wood effect. Went over it again with some more black, some gunmetal, and then rust. Just like with the helmet, same thing with the shoulder armor. Same exact painting tactics. Belt and loincloth piece comes from Mythic Legions as well. So I thought this guy turned out pretty cool. This is actually from Necros. I actually cut a piece off. I traced over the Death Dealer thing here. Made the same thing out of the Necros. I used a piece of that Necros cape. In fact, I have a whole Necros cape right here. I have a few of these. And I ended up cutting that out. But I didn't use it for the thief. So I ended up just chopping the crap out of it with some scissors. Used that. And then he's also got this strap here from a Mythic Legion skeleton. And then the axe was actually printed off. I traded ahead a couple years ago to my buddy Chasm Customs, and he printed me a couple of these off. And I think I ended up trading some. I might have given some away to some people over the years. But I did keep one. So I ended up priming that and then painted that as well. Painted the leather on there. And yeah. So everything on this guy looks pretty worn, but I think he turned out pretty freaking good. I also painted over the top of this Necros thing to kind of give it more of a worn look as well. But yeah, this is the Ghoulish frickin' Viking. So just wanted to get on here and show this to you guys. Next couple figures, besides the Halloween one, which I'm probably not going to finish for a little while. It's not even October yet. I have two more figures here. One of them's primed, but that's as far as he's gotten. And the other one I haven't done anything with yet. So don't know when I'll do the next one. So I just wanted to get on here and kind of show you guys that I just finished this. And then I'm just going to kick back and enjoy the rest of my weekend. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. I hope you all have an awesome day. Until next time. Woo!